small space.
The only engine that we could find that even approximated our needs for a large horsepower per pound were the rotary engines, and we developed a extension of the rotary technology to our application.
How much horsepower out of what size rotor?
We have an engine right now that can deliver 125 horsepower, 10-inch diameter, 12 inches long, approximately 2 horsepower per pound.
Impressive. Anyone who's been around rotaries, racing, for example, they are very loud. It's kind of an ornery noise to control.
It certainly is. It's one of the real problems of working with the rotary engine was the excessive noise, and that's really what got us into the muffler business. We needed a way to quieten down this rotary engine. We weren't really into muffling at that time. We were into aircraft.
So the Supertrapp muffler came from an aeronautical firm.
That's really right. Our backgrounds were primarily aeronautical engineering, and we got into the rotary business, and hence into the muffler business by the back door.
You've got a lot of engineers and a lot of computers that an exhaust company wouldn't have, and it led to a special part. Maybe you could explain to how it works.
Yes, certainly. This is a example of our stainless steel Supertrapp muffler. Employs a special technique, that we have patented worldwide, in which the exhaust gases move through the center of the muffler, being attenuated by a fairly common approach to attenuating noise, high-frequency noise, a glass pack with a core. And then it enters where we have our patented design involving the flow of the exhaust gases out through a number of discs. The beauty of this design in terms of its application is that you can add and subtract this for different power levels.
Okay, this is the cutaway. Let's look at the whole disc there if we could and see how they...
Yes.
How do you determine how many discs you'd want to use in a particular application?
Well, we have some guidelines, but of course every engine, or at least every racing application, requires a tuning operation, much like you tune a carburetor or anything else. But we can add and subtract discs. The more discs we add, the greater the capacity, the greater the flow of the gases, and to some extent the greater the noise, so that you tend to get a noisier system when you are dealing with a high-powered system where you need more discs.
If you were running an engine dyno, could you see a difference in horsepower or torque by adding and removing discs?
Yes, you can. You can see as much. You can see horsepower changes sometimes with as little as one disc change, and in particular, you can sometimes see a change in the way the power curve behaves.
There's a trend towards mufflers right now in circle tracks, the Sports Car Club of America Trans Am series. Is this an application that Supertrapp could fill?
We feel we can fill it in a unique way, because I think there's a stigma associated with mufflers. People tend to think that's going to be a reduction in power. And we've demonstrated in almost every case there's an increase in power, or can be tuned to give you an increase in power. It can be used to an advantage of the racer by at least changing his power curve for his particular application.
The first racers to really discover the Supertrapp were the motorcycle racers.
Yes, that's because we were racing motorcycles ourselves, and we applied it there first, and it was a need at the time. Two-stroke motorcycles and four-stroke motorcycles were very noisy, so that's where we went initially.
And it also serves as a spark arrestor.
That's right. It's a legal forest-approved spark arrestor, which is obviously very important to the motorcycle industry and to a lot of the off-road automotive racing. Steve, we had a lot of success on the racetrack circuit. In fact, last year, Fred Merkel won the Superbike National Championship in motorcycle racing with our product.
Just recently, I saw the GT Fiero win the 24 Hours at Daytona with the Supertrapp muffler. And I know that rowdy band in the world of outlaws are going to be required to use mufflers this year.
It appears that way. This is going to be Brad Doty's going to be using it in the world of outlaws. We were very successful at Atlanta this year at the Road Series Atlanta. We took 3 class titles and 7 pole positions in the SCCA championship.
Paul, how does the Supertrapp for street cars and motorcycles differ from the racing series?
There is no difference, Steve. They're fundamentally the same machine, same product. Supertrapp is ideal for applications like motorhomes, where you want a mileage increase and a power increase. Used in off-road vehicles, where you want a power increase and a spark arrestor. And used in street applications for appearance, where that is important. And certainly street rods, where you want power and appearance and performance.
Well, I don't think I'll ever see another Supertrapp without remembering the Merlin 200. What a machine.
Yes, they're parallel technologies. We got involved with the Supertrapp, obviously, as an evolution from the Merlin, and we're going to be using the same technologies in the Merlin.